What's going on, everyone? Hitballs here with a fairly quick tutorial slash rundown of a pretty cool thing I got going on here, which is a UI marker that tracks something in world space and projects it to my screen. So if you look here, you can see that on this B I actually have a little icon, little circle icon going around him, and you can see that as I get closer to him and whatnot, it stays the same size. Okay, where'd he go? You also notice that it doesn't leave the screen. Okay, so I can always know where he is. Now if I kill him, he stops freaking out. He dies, and a new one comes up, and he gets his thing. So he's dead, and now a new one comes up. Okay, so they all get a new one. So I'll show you how to do it. It's fairly simple. We have basically a widget. I have a texture first off. It just simply has a alpha channel, and it's a silly little texture. You use whatever you want. I think it can be a material. Okay, so on the wasp character, essentially what I do is create a widget, which is this warning, wasp warning UI is what I've called it. Okay, and then I set that widget to be a variable. Now I do happen to add it to the viewport immediately. This I wouldn't do, obviously. This would be on some kind of command. Say he's now pissed at me. I've shot him. He's now my target. Or there's a bunch of wasps and for some reason you have to shoot one of them. Or something weird. For any reason why you need to mark something on the screen, like warning, warning, this guy's got your flag or something, this can work. So this right here, we're going to skip that for now, and I just want to note that this happens on begin play and it gets removed when he dies, and that's all it does. However, it does feed it a variable. So let's go in here and take a look at the designer first. Okay, very simple. We've added an image. Okay, we've set the size to be 100 by 100, and we've set the position to be 0 and 0. So it's anchored in the upper left hand corner. This is very important. Over here I've also set this to match 100 by 100. Everything seems to, basically look okay. But just remember that the anchoring here is in the corner, because in the event graph we are going to use this project world to screen node here based on the wasp character. Now the wasp character doesn't ever get set anywhere. Like, how does it know that? Well, it gets set from here. So after I create, I don't need to cast, because on creation it is cast. You can see that warning icon actually is wasp warning UI widget reference. You can see that here too. Okay, so I don't need to cast. I can now set variables on it. So I say the wasp character is me, right? I'm the wasp. And then I add a viewport. Now again, this, like I said, can be on at any moment. You could hold this off and it won't happen. So I could say maybe I want that to happen I'll grab it, and we'll say instead of on begin play, I want it to happen when I shoot him, yet when he doesn't die. So I'll throw that in take damage, and basically I check if he died over here, because I still need an instigator. So at this point right here, if he didn't die, I'll add it. So if I shoot him in the butt, the icon should appear. It shouldn't appear before that. So there isn't one. Let's see if I can't hit him in the bum. Boom, and now he's got an icon because he's pissed at me, and he just took a stab. Okay, and now if I kill him, the new one isn't going to have it anymore until I shoot him without killing him, and now he has it and he's pissed at me, right? So there's a lot of usage. For me, the original idea was when these ants come and actually steal the cheese, like the thieving little swine that they are, I'm going to have him have an icon. Like, warning, warning, dude, you got to kill this guy. He's getting away with your cheese. And eventually it's going to get out of control. There's going to be icons everywhere. It's going to be hilarious and I think fun. So that's where I'm going to use it. And I really, okay, so let's go through it real quick. Ignore this, which was me printing stuff. In fact, it's gone. So here's what we do. On tick, unfortunately, can't really do much about that. We get the owning player, which is actually fed, just so everybody knows, on creation here. I'm saying undo for multiplayer. The fact is what this should actually happen here, to be honest, is because I'm doing it here on take damage. Hopefully you guys understand that I should actually be doing this part there too. That way I can set the owning player of the widget to be whoever hurt me, okay? Whoever the controlled pawn is should be set here. So I'm just going to skip that because I think you guys can know how to do that. But yes, this can easily be fixed, not on begin play though. It's not easy to fix on begin play, because on begin play it's like which one of these multiplayers am I grabbing? Over here though, it's very easy because it's the guy who shot me. So if I shoot a bee and I don't kill him, I should see the icon appear, and if my partner, my co-op partner or whatever, shoots the bee, he shouldn't see it. And then when my co-op partner shoots the bee, and if as long as it doesn't die on his shot, he should see it too. And the bee technically would be pissed at him. So that's how I would do that. But anyways, so we know who the owning player is. We fed that in. We know who the wasp is because we set that variable, right? So those are the two important things we need to know who. Because here's the thing, this is actually a project using this player's view. Now it actually just takes into account whatever camera they're in. So I think if you're in third person or first person or whatever, it just, you know, factors that in. Now what it does is straight up from here, this is in screen space where that center of this wasp is. However, that is this point here. Okay, that's this point here is what it's given me. So given that my size is 100 and 100, I need to offset that by some, like 50-50. Now the weird thing is, and I'm gonna just go ahead and admit that I'm having issues understanding what's going on. This is supposed to work perfect, but for some reason I have to add 25. I don't know why. Now all of these things are supposed to be subtract. Okay, they're actually supposed to be subtract, but to circumvent that, because I'm a lazy bastard, I just put a negative value in here. Because it's much faster, because I couldn't remember if I needed to move it to the right or to the left. But anyways, basically what you want to do is you just need to offset it by half the size of your object, of your image. Okay, size X, size Y, half that. That's what you should put. Now you may have to massage it into place like I did, which I found extremely weird. I think it has to do with the fact that I record at 1920 by 1080, but my screen is 1920 by 1200, and I don't know, because it does report the correct screen size. Anyways, we end up with a value here that's offset by pretty much half the size of the object, which, like I said, this should actually be 100, but it's strange. I had to remove 25 because, you know, I'm dividing by 2, right? So I was going to call this size. I actually renamed it. This was called image size originally, and that was offsetting everything by that. But I changed it to offset position because it stopped making sense. So whatever this number is and why some things are going out of sync, I don't understand. There's a few other things that go a little bit funny on it. For instance, this get viewport size seems to be reporting odd stuff or something. But anyways, what I do to keep it on screen, we just clamp based on the viewport size, however, whatever, you know, resolution they're at. So we take the viewport size and we offset that by basically the full size of the thing, essentially. Again, I'm getting weird values. I think it's because of my screen resolution, but let's assume that the screen is 1920 by 1080. And if I put this thing at 1920 by 1080, I'm going to end up right here, right? I need to go back 100 and back 100 to get it right here. So I'm not at 1920, right? I'm at 1820, you know, 1820 by 980. That is the farthest I can go in my viewport. So we need to factor that in. However, keep in mind, the one thing that we're not doing is moving anything around in the viewport. Well, actually, we're setting position in viewport, but we're doing it to the whole thing. We're moving this whole shebang around, right? So that's why we use the get viewport size here thing, because it's not doing any kind of automatic thing for us. And we just, like I said, just simply add that offset to it to clamp it. And we just set that to be the max. Because always keep in mind that upper left is 0, 0, and bottom right is positive, positive. So coming down is positive in the Y, which can be confusing. It's the same in Flash, but it's not the same in math or in timelines, right? Down here is 0, 0. Going up this direction is positive, positive, right? That's what we're all used to. But no, it's the other way when you deal with canvases. So just keep that in mind, that we're going positive and positive, and that's why but the offset position is negative because I need to subtract it from it. But basically, we just need to clamp it to whatever the viewport size is, but again, offset for whatever we need. And then we set position in viewport, and we got to do it on tick. There's nothing else to do. I don't know what else, you know, how you could update it a little bit slower, I suppose, but it works good. It's like I said, it can be a little funny. Let me see if I can't piss him off. There's no way I'm gonna hit him if he's spazzing. Okay, so now I've made him mad. So you can see on the right, it doesn't actually reach the edge of the screen. On the top, it reaches it perfect. On the left, it reaches it perfect. He's biting me. But on the bottom, it doesn't reach it all the way. And down here, it doesn't reach it all the way. And that has a little bit to do with those offsets. But here's the weird thing. I'm just going to show this. If I put the values that it's supposed to be, this is actually supposed to be negative 100 because that's the size of the thing. So I offset its position by half that, but I clamp it to a full subtract of that. However, I get, come here, you little, it's no longer centered on him. Okay, it's like up and left, and it's way off. So I might be missing something in my math, but the 75 just worked out better. I kind of walked it in. I was like, wait, 90, 80, 70? No, 70 is too far. 75? Oh, okay. Why is that? I don't know. I'll be honest. Maybe somebody knows. Maybe somebody knows what's wrong with my math here, but there's something wrong with the math here. However, the theory is clean. It does work, and it's a little weird, but I'm only my value only has to be a little bit different. I honestly think that it's just not registering the correct viewport size. Now, here's another oddity in case anybody skips this part. If you do not clamp and you allow it to go off the screen, I've noticed some stuff that I wasn't too fond of. I'm going to stop having to shoot him. He's just going to have it on. When he goes off the screen, when he comes back, it's gone. So if a widget gets its position set to off the screen, it's gone after. It doesn't come back anymore. As soon as the last pixel leaves the screen, that thing gets destroyed. I haven't tested it yet, but I could test that on tick to see if this is still valid. Let's do it. Let's do it. Because that's the last question I have, and I'm ending the video, guys. If you don't want to see the answer to this, go ahead and end it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. But if you were interested, like I am, in what the hell's going on with when that thing goes off screen, that is actually, it's not why I clamped it. I wanted to clamp it anyway because I wanted to stay on screen anyway. I need that to stand out. Okay, valid. See, that's the thing. That was my worry. It's still there. But why is it no longer translating anymore? Why did it... Is there a setting that it gets set to hidden? Visibility, is there like become inactive if not rendered? Tick off screen? Tick off screen? Let me look for it. Okay, well I did find out something kind of interesting. That if I force an update, it comes back. But the weird thing is isn't that what I'm doing over and over again right here? Or is that just me? Right? Because watch. Okay, it's gone. Watch. 3 seconds. Boom. Now it's back. See, now that's never going to happen again because that only happened the one time. See, it's gone now. But if I were to say... You know, something silly like that. Gonna give me the little thing or what? Weird, look at it. It's a sombrero. Or some kind of anus plug. But if we look, like this will... Why the hell does that work and this stop working? Why does this all of a sudden... What's going on here when that happens? Okay, does it come back in 3 seconds? Okay, it did. Does it come back again? It did. And again? And it did. Notice it appears in the upper left hand corner. You guys probably don't see that, but for a split second it appears in the upper left hand corner. And then goes back to by 0, 0, right? It does that for a split second and then goes back to the wasp. But why when it goes off the screen and comes back, isn't this just already kicking in? How's this for a last test? Before I completely give up, because logic is not with me on this one. That actually fixes it without the jump. But why? Why? Why does that fix it? Why on earth does this stop functioning until that fires in? Right? So it goes off screen and now it comes back. So tick is a dick. That's all I got. That is literally all I got. It works like this. I don't know why it don't work like this. This could be a bug. I never even called custom. I can't call a custom event custom. Friggin' test event. Like that. Okay, let's try that real quick just to make sure that doesn't work. I could have sworn, I don't know what I did there, sorry. I did something stupid. Is he ever gonna come back? Well, he flew away, didn't he? Oh, he did come back. Okay. So, yeah, proof positive that there's a bug going on here, I think, because if this is firing all the time, there's no reason this coming into play should do squat. It's just going to fire it again another time. It's going to be the same thing. But we clamp anyway, and we're good. So there we go. This could be fix fix off screen, and you could run it quicker if you wanted to, but we're ticking. We're ticking full blast here. This is full speed. So doing anything else seems a little bit extraneous to me, but it's there because there's something wrong with it. Hitboss signing off. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.